will it be to get the information? For example, Depot.
Who deals with the? Are you dealing with the line manager on a daily basis?
Sometimes, but sometimes not. It's directly with Depot, for
Right.
example.
Well, I would suggest that if you have got a relationship with your hiring manager, albeit through DePaul, that the onus is on you to communicate what you require.
Yeah.
If DePaul, on the other hand, are having the majority of the communication with the end user client, the onus is on you to get them.
Right.
So as long as you're asking someone and you're maintaining a record, email or whatever, of that request, well then you're covered.
So they have to get the permanent listings of the client, not of Depot. We don't have all the listings of Depot's permanent jobs. It's just
No, only within that end user.
within the end
Yes,
user.
that's right.
Okay.
So if you've got people working via DePaul at Blogs and Company,
Yeah.
then you should be saying to DePaul, we need to know what permanent vacancies are available and where they're actually displayed.
Right.
Okay?
Contract of employment that you have perhaps between your temporary workers as a temporary agency, would there be a requirement to flag up to the temporary worker in the contract that after a qualifying period they would be entitled to benefits if they'd been with the same hirer for that one time?
There's no obligation as such at the moment. I would say it's good practice to do so. Obviously, from your point of view as recruiters or temporary work agencies, ultimately these workers are going to qualify. So it's probably a good idea that you set out to them what they're going to be entitled to. Yeah.
So best practice would be, it isn't going to do any harm, is it? Because one would assume that would come in at some point in the future. And I would think that in reality, a lot of temps won't know the detail about this, but they will hear through, they will hear whispers, and there'll be a lot of inquiries about what does this mean to you. So I would suggest that anybody that's involved in dealing with temporary staff, or indeed supervisors on site, client side, should be aware sufficiently about this legislation to know the basic details. Because the last thing you want is some temporary worker who maybe for whatever reason the self-appointed shop steward of a little posse come up and say, well, I want the same money as somebody else, and they've been there 2 weeks, for example, which clearly isn't correct, but nonetheless we need to be able to disseminate this information in a clear way, which isn't like giving them 77 slides. That was really important that we got that information, but nonetheless we need to be able to give little sound bites that say, yes, you are eligible to equal pay as someone doing the same job, but after 12 weeks, not after 2 weeks, because they might have heard from somebody down the pub that it's after 2 weeks. Yes, Guy?
As agencies, do we need to know what those permanent jobs actually are, or just where the permanent jobs are housed within the systems
where they're located?
Right.
See.
I just want to actually go back a step, because the obligation, so far as vacancies are concerned, is actually on the hirer. It's not on the agency. The hirer is the person that has to tell the agency worker where the permanent vacancies are. So
In terms of education, we might have clients that don't know this yet.
Yeah, but from I mean, obviously, you need to take responsibility where you've got to take responsibility. The regulations stipulate that actually the hirer is the person that has to tell the temporary worker where those vacancies are, and so long as as the hirer has done that, then you're home and dry. Yeah.
I would suggest that best practice would be that as we move towards this legislation becoming statute, that actually we are prompting our clients, our end users, to say, and don't forget that.
Yes, absolutely.
You need to let temporaries know if you've got any open method of communicating your permanent vacancies.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul?
Multi-site.
Multi-site?
Yes. The example would be different benefits in different sites around the country, vacancies in different sites around the country.
for the same job. So suppose you've got somebody in job A,
Yep.
and they're enjoying a lower salary in Newcastle to Enfield, for example.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Or if they're enjoying a higher salary in Newcastle, which I hope doesn't happen. Yeah, how does that? Yeah, benefits-wise, vacancies-wise, I don't get the vacancies that are that are on the shop floor, and
Yeah.
no one does it outside because they would be expected to fill them locally.
Yeah, it's interesting. These are the kind of issues that are going to be the subject of litigation, because at the moment the regulations are actually quite scant. They don't say, well, if you've got a site in London, you've got a site in Birmingham, do you have to tell them about that job? I mean, I would say yes. Essentially, if you've got a bulletin board that says, or you've got access to an internet that says X, Y and Z is available in this part of the country, the question is your agency worker working in London want to go to Manchester for a full-time job?
Yeah, we do have that, but I mean, going back to your kind of your gym thing, so one of the bakery in Newcastle, if they have subsidised gym membership, obviously someone that's working in London isn't going to go up to Newcastle to use the gym. But there's a benefit there to someone doing the same job, comparable, up in Newcastle, but I'm not getting the same benefit down here in London.
But your permanent employees in London don't get it either.
No, but there is comparable for the same company.
Yes, but I would probably say that if your permanent employee in London doesn't have that advantage, then it's unlikely that your temporary work... I mean, the point is that your temporary worker doesn't get over and above in the same site what the permanent employee is getting, not getting.
No, that's fine. I just wondered how far kind of this...
I think it would be... I mean, it would be mischievous of the law to say that somebody outside of London has a benefit that we don't have in London, and if I'm a temporary worker, I get better rights than your permanent employer. I mean, it would just be mad.
With regards to the pay rates, though,